Welcome back to Reputation at Stake. I'm Fisher. This is Pepper, and we'll go ahead and get started with our news for the week. What do you have for us, Pepper?
Yay. So we've been rearranging our whole entire house, everything except for the kitchen sink
Yes.
and our bedroom. So we're like changing things around. This used to be Randy's office, and we're turning it into a podcast room. So things are really rough, but I'm excited about the changes we're making.
I like them too. Yeah, hopefully, and I'll try to get this stuff set up a little better because make it.
Yeah, we got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, I got a neat little light over here on the right. I don't know.
You're letting your light shine.
Going to keep trying to figure out how to make lighting work. But yeah.
So I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole the last couple of days. Mom's been sharing some meat that she's been getting from Walmart with us, and Fisher and I don't really like hamburger. So I've been trying to figure out why this meat's bothering us so much. And it doesn't matter if it comes from Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, any big box store. It seems like hamburger always has a bad taste to me, and it's really starting to cause my stomach to just not be happy anymore. It causes a lot of belching. I get bloat, and I'm kind of miserable after eating it.
Okay.
So since we're doing the carnivore diet, hamburger is a great way for budget-friendly meals, right?
It is.
So a few days ago, I happened to see Trinity Vandenacre. He has his own YouTube channel. He's a cattle farmer out in Montana, and he does a lot of video stuff like, on how cows live on the range most of their lives. And, he has his own stuff and things. Well, he had one video, and it was what is wrong with the beef we buy, and it's one of his more recent videos. So I'm curious because we eat carnivore. What could possibly be wrong with our meat now? Like we've all heard of lettuce having E. coli on it, and almonds have some sort of poison in them. Like I understand vegetables are poison. Now you're taking away meat, there's nothing left but air to eat. And I got to be honest with you, I fasted a few times. Air doesn't fill me out for very long. So I went ahead and watched his video, and surprise, surprise, it was about pink slime. Now, back in the news, 2012, actually, even before then, I remember hearing pink slime popping up here and there. So back in 2012, there was a lady in Texas, and she didn't like the idea of pink slime being served in the school cafeteria to the kids in the form of whatever meat the kids were being served. ABC News did a whole thing on it, and then they got sued by the meat company for a reported $177 million. So first off, follow the money. Second off, USDA is making rules for us without our input, and they're supposed to be the ones protecting us. So apparently, what is in meat, or what is in pink slime? It's a meat byproduct. So your meat is cooked and then it's sent through a centrifuge.
Mm-hmm. Well, the way that I heard the video, they were separating tendons from like muscle meat.
Yeah. If it's squishy and chewable, if you heat it up to 100 degrees, it separates. Mm-hmm. So this is like the byproduct, and then they make it in a pelletized shape that's sold to people who are processing hamburger.
70% of the ground beef we buy at the supermarket contains something he calls pink slime. Beef trimmings that were once used only in dog food and cooking oil, now sprayed with ammonia to make them safe to eat, and then added to most ground beef as a cheaper filler, what the industry calls lean, finely textured beef, and is widely known now as pink slime. Here's how it's done. Those waste trimmings are gathered, simmered at low heat to make it easier to separate fat from muscle, put in a centrifuge and spun to finish the separation. Next, the mixture is sent through pipes where it's sprayed with ammonia gas to kill bacteria, and finally compressed into bricks and flash frozen for shipment to meat packers and grocery stores where it's added to most ground beef. And it doesn't have to appear on the label, because over objections of its own scientists, USDA officials with links to the beef industry labeled pink slime meat.
So, okay, technically it is meat, okay? But then, so that it doesn't go rancid and go really, really bad for you, they rinse it in, can you say the word?
Anhydrous ammonia.
Ammonia. So I know that ammonia is a byproduct of humans when they go pee. It's a, it's a byproduct. So, if you look up how much ammonia it takes to kill you, it's a pretty dangerous thing. And this anhydrous ammonia, will kill you in 30 minutes if you inhale it. It turns into this gaseous stuff, and if you inhale it, it can kill you.
Okay.
That's what's in our meat. So the beauty of carnivore is this cow takes grass and turns it into protein and fat, right? And then we eat it, and it's supposed to have all the micronutrients. And so even though it's dead, it's still kind of alive with stuff that helps feed our body. But if the powers that be that control our food supply tell people that it's okay to kill everything in that meat, and then we eat it, we're just kind of eating even dead or dead meat. This really twisted frame of mind, right? If you think about it. So I'm curious. I was curious enough that I went to a butcher and I bought a hamburger from the butcher. And I made that into a meatloaf, and I didn't have any stomach upset.
Okay, wow.
So I'm curious if Walmart beef that has ammonia on it is what's causing my stomach upset.
Wow, could you imagine? So if you go to a local butcher and you get fresh meat versus the stuff at Walmart or any other big store like that, that would be a great relief to probably a lot of people that are super sensitive.
Yes.
Because I don't really notice, me personally. You can just throw me a burger, I'm going to eat it, right?
You do, but you always say that tasted weird. Or when I tell you we're having hamburger, you're always like, it's just human nature. So either subconsciously you don't feel good, but we've also always noticed there's always a flavor that's not like steak,
right,
to hamburger. Yeah. And I'm wondering, I'm always studying, always trying to learn, and I'm wondering if that's the problem, is hamburger is virtually dead because it's washed in ammonia.
And the word dead is, I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, I want my cow dead.
It's like chemically altered,
void of any nutrients almost. But so I'm thinking, if I can't have my own farm right now, because if you've looked at the news, and land is really expensive right now, even though I'm a realtor and I'm always looking, it's just a little bit just out of our grasp currently. Yeah. So the chances of me having my own farm right now are slim. So the next best thing is apparently a butcher. So we could do, the other thing we should look into is maybe purchasing half a cow and putting it in a deep freezer, because then we really would know, it's just one animal that we're eating, and not, because in ground hamburger you can have as much as 100 cows in one burger.
Wow.
Yeah. So just thoughts, welcome to my rabbit hole, people.
And for me, I would imagine that there's a large people in the audience for carnivore that are trying to eat healthy, like Dr. Atkins, carnivore,
Ken Berry, all the
meat-based diet. And when I first started out, it was hard to pay my bills.
Yes.
So the idea that you would buy steak every day is kind of impossible.
Yeah.
So hamburger is the way. In fact, I've heard a lot of people say, that's the way.
It's budget. It's so budget.
Right.
Eggs are pretty are a lot cheaper than they used to be. Eggs are pretty cheap now that bird flu's over. Burgers are a lot cheaper than steak. A pound of hamburgers $4 a pound. Mm-hmm. Last I bought. And then steak is ribeyes are $12 a pound. So it's a budget option, but from the butcher, burger is about $5 a pound. Yeah.
We'll just say $1 more than regular hamburger if you go to the butcher. So if you can afford $1 more, you eliminate anhydrous ammonia.
Ammonia, yep.
And you support your local butcher, and you support, staying healthy.
But do your own research. You don't have to go by what I say. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a human being that goes, when I eat store-bought chubs of Walmart beef, I feel sick. Even though I really appreciate Mom sharing with us, I feel sick, and I don't know why. So if you want to do some looking into, you need to look into lean, finely textured beef.
Oh, yeah. What's it?
AKA pink slime, which we're not allowed to say pink slime anymore because of that lawsuit.
So LFTB, lean, finely textured beef. That's a term I heard someone throw around, LFTB.
Yep. And then Google what happens when you eat ammonia. I did, and it comes up with nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, on rare occasions, indigestion, severe esophageal burns. None of this is good, and none of this is normal.
Right.
And then, if you really want to go down the rabbit hole, Google ANHYDROUS ammonia and how that stuff can kill you in 30 minutes. And I know we're not getting large amounts, so the USDA covers its rear end by saying in small amounts, it's fine, it's fine.
Like mercury, if you just have a little bit.
Yeah, just
Now, how does your body use it? Well, it doesn't use it.
Yeah, so
Aluminum, how does your body use it? Well, it's not really useful. You can have some.
but you can have some. So this is why we're doing carnivore, is we're trying to find a really healthy way of healing our bodies. And I feel like our food is weaponized no matter where you go. I mean, if you eat lettuce, you can get E. coli. If you eat burger, apparently you can get ammonia. So I guess you get to choose your poison at this point.
And you did say, the body does produce ammonia, right?
Yes.
But it's the waste.
It's a waste.
Right,
It's a byproduct of pee.
It's like your body's way of getting rid of bad stuff. So, some people when they're in the desert would drink their pee.
One time.
Because after
One
that,
time.
it becomes deadly.
Right. You get one time.
So that shows you that, not that
And we've never tried.
Right, I don't have a special. But anyway, we're just talking about ammonia and how it kills you. So your own body can kill you if you keep drinking your own whatever. So
Right.
ammonia. So it is bad news.
Yep. So, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. I didn't see the scale move significantly down.
Do we always trust the scale?
Always, implicitly.
The scale's the worst way to measure weight loss, guys. Just because Fisher didn't lose weight doesn't mean anything. It just means that the scale didn't move. But you stayed on carnivore.
I stayed on carnivore.
You ate meat, drank water.
I ate meat, drank water. I had salt water.
You tried a new product, didn't you?
Yeah. So I had a really hard time with my current job. There's this thing I'm doing, and I'm trying to get a big push, and so it's been going on for a few months now. But it's near the end, and so there's a little bit of stress, right? It stays with me after work, and you're not supposed to live like that. But I end up like my mind is still active long after I've gone to bed. I'm still like laying there thinking. So I'm trying to find a way to fall asleep better.
Yeah.
So I take melatonin, but Mom had tried a melatonin product that it's this here. What is this called? Chocolate Collagen PM Nighttime Peptide Formula. The word peptide keeps coming up a lot lately.
Yeah, interesting.
I've heard it on Joe Rogan a few times. So I don't know. I'll just hold that up there. I don't know if it does anything.
Block your face.
Block my face.
We can put the link. We bought this off Amazon. We can put the link.
This is just,
This is not 100% carnivore. It does have monk fruit in it, and that's why I can't fully endorse it, saying it's the best ever. But you did find that you slept really good.
That's the thing is, like, most people that I tell take melatonin, like, more than half say, oh, it does nothing for me. And I'm like, okay, well, for me it works, but
it takes like an hour.
It takes like an hour, blah, blah, blah. This, it says it got melatonin, but, like, I take... You get like a little scoop and you take half of it. And I mean, look how small this scoop is, right?
I was going to say that scoop was huge.
Well, okay, but
that's because this has chocolate flavoring in it.
But it's like 2 tablespoons.
Yeah.
If that, maybe 1. And you mix that in, and that's like 2.5, if that much is like 2.5 melatonin, that milligrams melatonin. Yeah. Within 10 to 15 minutes, I began to feel like...
He starts talking slowly.
Yeah, it was great. It was like, wow, this is what it's like to be her, where you can fall asleep, So the only problem is, like you said, monk fruit.
Yeah.
And it's right before bed, so that could slightly alter my progression, because if you've got stuff in your stomach that activates carb mode, right, you're not in fat burning mode, right? So you got to get through that hump.
Yeah.
So anyway... And then I was eating late, so, meet like 7:30, 8 o'clock because...
And again, the scale's the worst way to measure what if you got more toned and you put on some muscle? How would you know? The scale's not going to show you that.
I think being more active would definitely increase my metabolism. I think that would help a lot for the weight loss side. But I do think carnivore works whether you're working out or not, because I lost 60 pounds like 3 years ago. Without working out.
When you worked out is when you started to stall, wasn't it?
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't want to tell you one way or another, because I worked out on keto.
Oh, okay.
But on carnivore, I was like, man, I need to work out, and I never did. I plan to work out on carnivore, so it's just
we got that recorded, so
yeah, it's gonna be great. So anyway, that's my update. Is that it's kind of done like this, which does not,
and that's just the scale. That's not
right.
Like, are you going down a belt loop? Have you noticed your t-shirts are any more baggy?
I want to be able to report, I lost 5 pounds this week, but usually that's the first week.
But this is week 4.
Right, this is week 4, and so things are getting more kind of tighter.
You've lost like your initial water weight, and now your body's digging into
yes.
Weight.
Right, but I'll be happy when you can start to see stuff go down, and I can report and say, look at this. But
it'll be nice to get back. Like, it'd be nice to get back to that pre-cheat weight too. I think you have 10 more pounds to go.
Right. Yes, 10 more.
About 10 pounds. Yeah.
Because that's what I had. I had gained like 12 or 15 from the holidays because I had some people died, and my mom and. So on, and it was holidays, and I don't want to have a lot of excuses there, but I do want to.
Oh, we've talked about it. We admitted it.
Yeah.
Now we're doing better.
So
today we had steak.
It was delicious.
Tonight we're having bacon and eggs.
There you go. And that's the key, is to stay the course.
To plan.
And so yeah. So anyway, that's my update. Is just to keep going, stay at it. And really, I mean, week by week, I found success when I wasn't thinking about it all the time. In the beginning, you definitely think about it all the time, right? But if you can make it a part of your life where it's like, of course, that's what I eat. You know what I mean? You're not trying to think about it.
You're not hyper aware. It's just a part of your life.
Right. Then the weight loss is like built into this beautiful, like a ramp. Time. It just like half a pound a day, or something like that.
Yep.
So what was your update for the week?
Yeah, so my update was I lost 2 pounds. I'm really, really thrilled with that. So that, pretty good. Yeah, that felt really good. But the funny thing is, even though you didn't lose anything this week, we both lost about 6 pounds.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Just eating meat. I found out that the drink mix for sleeping, that causes me to have leg pain, and it caused my mom to have pain with her chronic pain. So I found that really interesting, that just half of however much monk fruit is in that, was immediate pain. The other thing, we tried something new. I watched Lily Kane, I think is her YouTube channel, and she had desserts you can do on keto or carnivore. The one that resonated with me that I wanted to try was Jell-O. And so I made Jell-O with Element. I did not care for it. It was very salty and very light on the flavor. So then we went and got some cherry extract because I thought cherry Jell-O would be really good. So I got Watkins extract, and I made another batch of Jell-O. Now I gotta say, the Jell-O Jiggly is great. The mouthfeel feels like Jell-O. The taste is not there. So I don't know if you can just have Jell-O with no flavoring.
It's a bit like hand soap, right?
Yeah, the cherry flavor didn't work. So
yeah.
So I'm not sure what I can stick in there, but the concept is good. But we need to find some very natural flavoring that works without causing pain.
That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
We'll just keep playing around with it. If we find something successful,
we'll share it with you. But the concept, I think it's 3 teaspoons of gelatin, half a cup of regular water. Stir that in. You allow the gelatin to do something called bloom. And then you add a cup and a half of boiling water, and then you can add salt. I added a little stevia and then a splash of flavoring. It was disgusting.
Ta-da!
But the texture's there. So if you need Jell-O, maybe you could make it with broth and have like a savory Jell-O.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you try.
But if you're desperate for like the mouthfeel of Jell-O,
Yeah.
that's what I tried.
Have something to chase it with.
Yeah, I think you're better off just, either not eating or eating butter
Yeah.
at this point in time. So thanks for watching, folks. Hope you have a blessed week, and I hope we can encourage you somehow to stay on whatever you're trying to do, whether it's carnivore, ketovore, keto, paleo, or even if it's veggies, just work your plan, find your why, and, if you fail, just try again.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week.
Take care.
God bless.